Hey guys, Wolfie here with a video for the City of Final Fantasy Opera on the Global for the 18th of September 2020. This will be the 9-character event debut for Global. So, the usual disclaimer, any opinion in this video is going to be my opinion, and my opinion only. Second, I will be referring to information from the Dissidia database website alongside the time period, so I'll have relevant information tied to them in the description below. Another thing, we're going to go over a few things here before we talk about the 9-character event. And 9 does not have his Lost Chapter out on JP as of yet. It should be sometime in October. And with a certain Lost Chapters going forward for JP, it's going to be 1 new LD and 1 returning. So keep in mind about that when you're pulling on any character event banners going forward. And you can say the same thing with Lost Chapter. So, and the reason why I say this is that with Emmett Italian's Lost Chapter, that's the first one where you had the returning LD alongside the new LD. So, keep that all in mind with certain things here. So, with that, we're going to go into the first thing here is the return of the limited time weapon enhancement chest. So, I think this might be a monthly thing going forward. These are $19.99 United States currency. This is before tax in some areas, so keep that in mind for those of you who are pay to play. Be aware of where you're living because in some regions there is a tax involved. I'm in a region where I get hit with a sales tax on this. So with these particular weapon enhancement chests, you get 3,000 gems, 1 red ingot, 4 power stones, 5 EX power orbs, and 3 reset stones. These are for your spheres. You want to be able to remove them safely. So that's it on that. and I particularly enjoy the fact that you can actually reset the sphere, remove the spheres in a safer manner. I like it's part of these bundles, so it is a little bit more value than people think for this particular bundle. Now we're going to go into the 7-day gem sale. This is for the newest character event. This is it right here. It is your standard operating procedures for these types of gem bundles. So I'm going to have a theory on this on a separate video on another day, why these are coming out much more often at this point in time for Global. So that's that on that. It's here if you actually are pay to play and are planning on buying one of these. Now we're going to go into the 9 event, which is called the Power of Action. So, what I've been reading here and there is that some of the, how do I want to word this? Some of the titles for varied character events for Type 0 units is that the titles of the events were somewhat different for some of them. Then they changed it according to what's going on at JP and alongside the Type 0 characters who are part of character events. And by that, Cater, 8, 9 here, Ace, Deuce, that sort of thing. Now the whole thing here with 9's event here on 9's debut on Global is that his character board is debuting alongside Bear. Now I had a bizarre conversation regarding certain things here for 9, and then there was a hint I picked up on the new LD, and the LD, and this is something for those of you who play JP and Global, you might want to take a little bit of a hint in here. So we know that Bear is the one who gets his character enhancement boards alongside 9's in their since its debut. Now, for those of you who remember the Dash event on JP, and those of you who remember the Emmett Italian event on JP, we know that Deuce was given her character enhancement board with Emmett Italians at first, when it comes to their character event on JP. Then you have Yang, or Yang, however you want to pronounce his name. Yang had his with Dash made his debut on JP, so because of that, those two, Deuce and Yang, they both got their LD weapons alongside their 88 Awakening. So it's a bit of a hint that I managed to pick up However, do not quote me here, so, because we think for the 9 Lost chapter on JP, which should be next month, it could very well be Fujin and not Barrett. So, it's a bit of a hint. Take that with a grain of salt, and do not quote me. It is 100% speculation. So, do not quote me. But either way, 9 is of the Sphere weapon class. He is of the White Crystal Infinity. So you have here Class 0's ill-mannered, foul-mouthed problem child. He's not actually looking to pick a fight, but sure seems though he is. His grades are poor, but his spearmanship is unmatched, as is concern for his friends. It's kind of funny. So the command ability details, as you see here, you have Primal Roar, you have Whirling Lance. This is pretty much the base form. Now keep in mind with Primal Roar is that the more enemies on the screen, the more stacks of this particular buff called Wild Roar comes along. And the same thing happens with Whirling Lance. Now this is the Crystal level 55 passive. And that's for skill 1. Then you have the Crystal level 60 passive, which is the extension for skill 2. And this is Boost Thrust, the additional ability. Now, regarding the boosted characters, it is going to be 9 Barrett, Fujin, alongside Bosch for Lost Chapter Synergy, and Noctis for Burst Weapon Synergy. So, for this particular banner, this is your final chance to get Noctis's Burst Weapon. As I stated in his rework analysis, Noctis is one of those characters who absolutely has to have every last one of his weapon passives to be at his absolute best. He has to have it, otherwise he's going to be nowhere near as good. So now we have here the ESP doll, which is the boss for this particular event. So you have here the power of action. It is weak to the elemental wind, which makes 100% perfect sense for Fuji to be synergy because she can apparel it, and that is badass. Now, we're going to see here in the Chaos difficulty, it is weak to wind again, but it's tough against magic, so if you have anybody that deals magic damage above the wind element, aka Shantoto, you might as well not bring the Shantotos into this fight. However, Maria post-realization could be a good fit here because she isn't of the magic, she doesn't deal magic damage as far as I know, but she does deal wind damage. So with the ESP doll, she does, the ESP doll, they come with 2 mini ESP dolls. So the ESP doll will unleash the group brain attack and group HP attack called Lampet Circle, which is also a recast ability to deal heavy HP damage to the party. Bring characters who can restore HP or grant buffs that negate brave damage. After using Lupus Circle, ESP doll will use Pull Down to move the mini doll's turns to immediate after its own, trying to keep the mini ESP doll's brave low. So, you might as well have some format of turn deletion, brain fog on the pronunciation just now, my bad. So that's that on that. So, again, M in Italian would work, but not at the Chaos difficulty, because it's resistant against magic. So, Arneo might not be a bad pick for the Chaos difficulty because there is some delay, some turn delay on her end, but Arneo does not deal magic damage. The token exchange details here, yellow stuff here, and then actually my bad. You have here the event mission details. Oh man, my brain's not working right now. And that is Sandy. He says hi to the audience. And here's the thing, there is the Cosmos difficulty co-op, so that's really good. This is the regular Chaos. And this is the Chaos Challenge, so what I like about character events where you not only have a burst character for synergy, but also lost chapters for synergy, is that you have more options to use here. So the thing is, if you have Noctis and Bosch completely set up, those two are going to be absolutely excellent for the Chaos Challenge. Now, when it comes down to that third character, it depends on who you develop the most. And my money is probably going to be Fujin, for the sole reason that she can enchant and win in peril. So that's that on that. This is the additional daily mission, meaning that you do the first step first, and you do the second step afterwards. And you have here the artifact mission stuff here, the gold tokens, 200 gems, the drill. Now we're going to go into the banner itself. We have the 1535 EX and LD weapons for 9 Final Fantasy Type 0. This is, like I said, the last chance to get Noctis's burst weapon here. I will mention, though, that his burst weapon will be in the burst weapon shop if it's not there already. So once you get the needed number of tokens, which is 50, you can exchange it like that if you absolutely have to. This will also have the 1535 EX weapons for Barret and Fujin. So this one right here, you can go 2 routes with us. Like I said earlier in this video, that 9th lost chapter will come back. That's when his LD will be returned. Now, we don't know the second person whose LD will be debuting, but if you go based on what's been noticed on JP, it could be Barret, it could be Fujin. We don't know yet, so don't quote me. So we can go 2 routes. You can completely skip this, wait for the lost chapter, or alternatively, you can just go after the LD and go the token route for the 35 EX. And for me right now, I am a little torn. I may spend some tickets here. I don't know as of yet. I do have gems reserved for other units, but it's one of those I am thinking this over, playing it out by ear. Because 9, the way he works is that there are other characters who can do his job much better. The whole thing with Bosch, he takes anything that's like group HP attacks, Bosch can take it all. Although what 9 brings to the table is HP damage to mitigation, regardless of the circumstances, and that's really great. So that's just my plans. I just don't know yet. But there are 2 ways to go about this, Save up your weapon tokens, save up your EX weapon tokens, get 9's 35 EX that way, and just go after his LD. That's one route, and then the other route will be the lost chapter. Wait for that to show up, but it's entirely up to you for the with this banner. So what do I think about 9? He's really good. I just had to see video of him in action. That way, that way I have a better idea of will I be pulling or not. He is an excellent character in his own right, but Broadway saying kind of put it best. His shield works kind of weird, so you have to really pay attention to certain things, and you don't want to run out of steam fast with him. But it is what it is at the end of the day. So, with Wolvie here, signing off, I will catch you all on the flip side.